I don't think you guys fully understand. Your abundance is guaranteed. You enter this place where you are the abundance. And you're not trying. There's no more law of attraction, manifestation, wannabe shit. Wannabe. Weak. You enter a place where you're it. You encompass, you embody all of these laws. All of these laws of reality that people are spouting. You hold them within you already. And so that's why your abundance and success, they're already guaranteed. And you're like, well, Darius, I mean, like, my life hasn't been super successful up until now, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know. If you saw my life, bro, you'd see all this crappy stuff. And then there's an aspect of where you're at on your spiritual path. You just don't understand that that's part of your karmic stuff that you need to work through. And once that stuff's mostly handled, then you can step into the abundance. Because it's like karma is tricky and it works differently for some people, and for others it works differently. It's like you see a rich person, maybe they were born into being rich, the silver spoon. They didn't have to really work for it, they just have money. Well, that entire reality that from the onset they're rich, that is their karma. And your karma may be to traverse hell, much like me, and then step into your abundance. And there's two parts to this. There's two parts to this that a lot of people aren't super familiar with. So if we were going to talk about the law of attraction and manifestation and law of assumption and all this different shit, if we were really going to look at that stuff, there's two components. One of those components isn't really looked at hardcore. One component is I bring in the stuff. I raise my vibration and my frequency. Okay? I do that. And then the where I'm at energetically, what comes in matches that. That's one part of it. Okay? My hair. It's so windy over here. You guys, like, I have this new spot because I'm doing a personal spiritual retreat for a couple days. Just getting away in the middle of nowhere. So the second part, which is more important in my opinion, it's just one opinion, like any butthole out there, okay? You can do with less. You can do with less. It's what today they would call being a minimalist or anti-consumerist or something along those lines, you know? And you're like, well, Arius, that doesn't seem very abundant to me, bro. I want the fancy house. I want the fancy car. I want the 2.5 kids and hot wife and, yacht parties and mansions and all of this shit. I want that extreme end of luxury. Lifestyles of the rich and famous, like that show back in the day. Right? And then as you progress on the spiritual path, you start noticing that life itself, the wind and the trees and the clouds and the earth, in its very essence and nature, is abundance itself and entertainment itself. You're not seeking entertainment, filling your day with daily luxurious activities. You can, but you don't need to. You're not deriving a sense of luxury from it. You can just sit and be so utterly content with your life. And all you need is a bottle of water, maybe a cup of coffee, maybe you have a cigarette, maybe you have a campfire I have like a fire ring right behind me where I'm gonna like light up some wood later, right? Me stoking the fire. And I came out to the spot because like there's not as much light pollution here, so at night you can see all the stars. You get to a place where you detach from reality so much that the stars entertain you, nature, life entertains you, and that's abundance. It's like free Netflix and chill. It's free though. You're not paying subscription fees, you're not being hounded. You walking through life, you traversing this landscape of stuff, of reality, is entertainment enough for you. So then the other aspect, like I said, is you're okay with less. And so then when really magnificent shit comes in, like guys, when you're blessed with all of this money, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and house and all these, things, items, and like whatever that represent abundance to you, when you do get those things, now there's like so much greater gratitude and significance for those things. It's like amplified. It amplifies everything, this state of being that you are. And even if you're not fully enlightened, like, bullshit, all these labels. I always say that. Once you've seen the clarity, even before that though, as you're awakened, you're close enough. It's like, in one of my last videos, I'm talking about how you're not walking the walk, and like the final step is being vigilant, right? Well, it's like, even if you're not super hardcore vigilant and you're kind of casual about how any of this shit is, you can still appreciate the abundance and attract things into your life. It's like, spirituality 101 is law of attraction. Spirituality 101. You go to the university, you go to college, and you take your 101 courses, introductory shit, right? Well, that introductory stuff is like getting you to a place where you're recognizing your internal state of being, which is what makes manifest the external. There's that synergy of as within, so without kind of stuff, as above, so below. All those types of sayings, those cliches, those spiritual cliches. You understand them now. It's just not like on the level of your mind, you're like, oh, I get it in my mind, and like I kind of, no, you really get it inside, like, because you see how it plays out for you in your own personal reality. You're merged, almost merged, right? Like if you're awakened, you're not fully there. You're not like, I still get fucked with, mentally and shit. I still go for a ride in my mind. But you're close enough that you've brought a awareness and attention to your own internal state of being. And so now I want to, it's like, guys, you guys are going to be surprised at how from nothing, how Phoenix rising from the ashes, how death and rebirth your life will be. How you could literally be poverty, lower middle class, just making ends meet, paycheck to paycheck kind of reality, worried about money all the time. How you can go from that to now all this overwhelming abundance is being attracted into your life and you don't know how or why. Well, it wasn't because necessarily you were doing the vision board and journaling bullshit. It wasn't because of that. It was just your state of being, nature, oneness. It just went out to the galaxy and back. And on its way back, it's scooping up along all the things that are meant to be drawn into your reality. And you're constantly, it's like you are, as you ascend on the spiritual soul travel, as you ascend, you're always shifting the energy, and it's more and closer and closer, more and more aligned. And the more aligned you become, you enter into this place where now it isn't even so much that I need to specifically attract in a car or a job or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or anything that you have on the agenda. It isn't that much. That's why I'm saying that stuff is introductory, elementary stuff. You get to this next stage where you're literally abundance embodied itself. You're the magnetism. You're the most magnetic thing on the planet walking around. Jesus and Buddha shit. And you manifest as you see fit. In real time. The synchronicities are all around you. The signs are all around you. That is you manifesting. Manifesting. Everybody talks about manifesting. Manifesting is such an overused word nowadays. Manifesting, manifesting. All these idiots that think they know what manifesting is, they have no fucking clue. Oh, look at you, Darius. You think you know so much better than everyone else. Baby steps, guys. Baby steps. That's what it is. Oh, I went and I watched The Secret. Oh, I listened to Abraham Hicks. Now I'm gonna manifest. And you wouldn't know the first thing about it because you've never quieted yourself and found any aspect of yourself that made even the most basic realizations known to you, like, oh, I don't need all of this shit. All of the stuff that I thought I need, all of these like illusory. It's like you don't fully understand how illusory these desires and wants are. You don't get it. It's like you're struggling and you're fighting on this spiritual path, and you have all these desires while you're doing that. And then you cross over this threshold where you're like, wow, it's like these downloads come in, or you had a meditation, or you were praying, or you watched a movie, or something triggered something in you. And then it's like all of a sudden layers of yourself dissolved, and along with those layers that dissolved were some random attachments to things and desires of what your life situation in the future may or may not have wanted it to look like for yourself. And so you let that go. It fell away. You didn't even try. That's the thing. It's like a lot of people out there, I had to go through this too, where I was like fighting my addictions, right? I had a food addiction I was telling you guys about, or I had been addicted to other stuff in the past, like not like hardcore drugs or anything, but just like, it could be anything. It could be porn. It could be social media. It could be, a woman, right? Because you can become addicted to anything outside of yourself, right? You have these addictions and you're fighting and you're fighting and you're trying super hard to let go of it. Well, you'll see that on the spiritual path, at some point, it just kind of falls away. And that whole thing that you were like tormenting yourself with, this like devilish demon addictive desire that kept calling out to you and like claiming your attention, willingly or unwillingly. All of those things just magically fall away. You work on it, you try, and then one day you wake up and you're like, that thing I used to need to do all the time, I haven't even thought about it for like 12 hours. How did that happen? It used to be at the forefront of my mind every fucking waking moment of every day. And now I don't think about it as much as I used to. I haven't thought about it even once. And you're like, well, Darius, how is this related to abundance? Because the more time you're spending chasing after these illusory things, chasing yourself in these illusory things, whatever they may be, the less time you have to getting to realizing the only thing that matters, which is your own internal state of being and your own God nature. And then out of that closer and closer realization every day, every moment, every hour, you're cultivating it. Now the abundance is flowing in you. It's like you start noticing how you're cultivating it and funneling it and blessing it. Life blesses you. It's like you're only gonna get back what you put out, guys. So it's like this whole manifestation stuff and abundance-based mindset. It's very selfish nowadays. All of this manifestation videos is all about what you're gonna attract into your life. Well, The moment you put those things down, ironically, and start giving, now you're going to get back threefold, tenfold what you put out in one way, shape, or form. You know, I've said this in another video or two. Abundance isn't just money, isn't just things. It can be relationships. It can be feelings, emotions, your states of being. And guys, do you think that if you were cloud nine all the time, feeling blessed and just glory to God, hallelujah, attitude and mentality, do you think you would have such an utter want and desire for all of these things that you think you want? If you were like me, just sitting in this chair in the middle of nowhere with nothing to entertain you but nature itself, and you just like let go of everything temporarily, what are you chasing in that state of being? What are you chasing? If I'm out here, what am I chasing right now? What desire am I chasing? What 5-year plan or manifestation journal checklist am I chasing while I'm here? Well, ironically, me doing a 2-day spiritual retreat in the middle of nowhere is gonna align me and like there's a portal that you get sucked through. It's a more potent energy. God rewards you for doing this kind of shit, for bringing yourself more onto the path, for consciously choosing it, for giving, even when you don't have a lot, for giving, knowing that it will come back into your reality sooner or later, likely sooner. It's like when Jesus says, ask and know that what you're asking for is already given. That's the true faith, right? Well, no one's there. That's how you, like I say, manifest in the real time. There's a supreme confidence that comes in, a kind of a delusion. That I'm gonna say, and you're healed, and it's done. Like, okay. If it doesn't come to fruition in that moment, I can looked to be made a fool in that moment, right? Look at this Darius guy, thought he could heal somebody, and he thought that he was channeling God, and he's like, and you are healed, and then it didn't happen. Oh, I think I better run and hide. So it's almost like, in a way, if I say it's done and then it's not done, it contradicts all of my teaching, all of what I've ever said. God's like, Darius, you embody the truth, you walk the truth, you fulfill the law, kind of shit. And now, because you're so aligned with that, how could I deny anything that comes out of your mouth? Because it's all so true. And you have that power too, but you don't know how to get there. So it's like you're watching a manifestation video and you're like, well, if I get a bunch of stuff and I'm super happy all the time and I feel great and I have all these things, then that's gonna be fulfillment. And no. First you find fulfillment and then the stuff comes in. You have to traverse hell sometimes first, guys, before you come back out and now you're successful and abundant, which is guaranteed because it is embedded in you. Your soul, the soul spark of God that is segmented temporarily in your body, which is always still aligned, is the most infinite, creative, abundant force in the galaxy. Okay? You are that already. And all these people out here that are poverty, scarcity mindset constantly, all they've done is covered themselves up and made themselves small with mental baggage, which is what they're filtering their entire reality through all the time. And that's why it's limiting their perception and true abundant nature. And here's the thing, God will fuck with you too. God fucks with you while you're on the path. It's like you may be fully abundant and embodying this, but it might take some time for stuff to start appearing because there's still some straggling bits of karma that's to be dealt with. It's like contractual almost in a way, that there's the divine timing kind of aspect to life. It's like a switch that gets flipped on. It's like, now you're on, here it is. The first thing comes in and now a tidal wave of abundance comes in after that. And then you have all these people out there. It's like we have so much more poverty and scarcity and people getting into credit card debt and paycheck to paycheck and like struggling with work and like I hate work and I don't get paid enough and I have all these bills and all this stuff. And the more you worry, the more you think about it, the more it blocks you. And here's the thing. You sitting and worrying, you sitting and wondering about where that next paycheck's coming from and why does all this shit suck so bad? Why is so many people's life, their reality for themselves, so much unending financial strife and suffering? All of that gets you to the tipping point, eventually. Blessed are the poor, kind of stuff. Blessed are the poor. They will inherit eternal life. It's like maybe in Jesus' mind, you stay poor your whole life. He was okay with that. Jesus was poor. Jesus had given up all of his items, all of his material things. He asked people to do that. Give up all your material shit and come follow me. Because I am the walking embodiment of abundance. It's like, hey, Jesus, we don't have money, we don't have food. He's like, whoop, I guess I'll create food out of thin air for you and feed 5,000 people. I guess I'll turn water into wine or walk on water, or you're going to go catch some fish and like you weren't catching fish all day, but now all of a sudden I point to this one spot and now your nets are bursting with fish. How is that possible? That's not possible, Darius. All that shit's woo-woo shit. It's all fake. No, man. No. Like I say, when you let go, the more you let go, the more comes in. It's so paradoxical, this idea, the more you let go. And what you guys are doing is you're busy straddling that line of like, can I let go of the physical? Can I, like, I don't know, it's going to start getting pretty scary if I really let go of the physical and really have faith. Can I let go of, I have so many worries and stuff. It's like, what do you mean? I can just quit my job and get up and leave and like go somewhere and like start over? Yeah, you could do that. It's like a little mini leap of faith, like a little life reset. You can do that. I'm not telling you to do that necessarily. I'm just saying you could do that. Let's say you have a download or a thought come in and you're like, wow, I really can't handle my life anymore the way it's looking. I want to change. Okay, then change it. The only thing that's going to prevent you from actually changing your life is your own internal dialogue and doubt and fear and worry about what the potential future may. It's like you're already not trusting God to provide for you in those future moments because it's so like in your mind fiscally irresponsible or financially irresponsible to like go and do something. It's like that's what God taught me through my own fiscal irresponsibility, my own getting into debt and going on the road trip of redemption and like knowing that all of this stuff will be paid. All of my abundance will come in. I already know it. I don't care when. It doesn't matter whether it's tomorrow or 3 weeks from now or 3 months from now or 3 years from now. It doesn't matter. I'm patient. I have to be. The patience is the byproduct of you rooting yourself in the present moment. And then now in this, like, it's almost like this timeless place where like your normal day like doubles, triples in perception. You look at your watch and it's like, whoa, I thought an hour passed, but only 15 minutes passed because it's so expansive time now where you enter into. And so now it's almost like more life gets added to you. That's also an abundance, isn't it? Aren't there so many people out there? It's like the only resources we truly have are time and money. Okay. And then you exchange one for the other. So when I have lots of money, I exchange it for time. And then when I'm working, I'm exchanging my time for money. Well, what happens now is you straddle the reality line where time almost stops. Sometimes it does stop, and sometimes it's slower, and sometimes it's normal, and sometimes it's faster. But more often than not, it's slower because you're not so busy filling up your day and your mind isn't registering time because time only exists in the mind. So the more mind you are, the more time goes. And the less mind you are, the more you're just now. And like you lose a whole concept of what time is, and you step into this eternal realm. And so now another aspect of abundance is time expanding for you. You think you might only have 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 years left, but in reality, those 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 years is more like 30 or 60 or 100 years. That's why, like in the Bible, in the ancient texts, where they're like, this guy lived for 900 years and this guy lived for 700 years and shit. They were so much closer back then to this timeless state that they could exaggerate time in their minds and register it that way. It's like, no, people didn't literally live to be 700, 900 years old, but they perceived time that way. So you have time. And then you have the aspect of, like I say, letting go. That the more you let go of needing stuff, well, then any little thing that comes in is now, it's like now you just smile at, the littlest thing. The littlest things are full abundance for you. You getting $1,000 is like the equivalent of somebody else getting $100,000, because you're like, oh, I can do so much with this $100,000 because I don't need as much stuff. So the stuff that I do choose to spend my money on is so much more significant and full. And that's where you enter into a place where, like, you can do with less. And then everybody starts adopting this mentality, doing with less and not being so greedy. And then that's how you restore balance to the earth. You're not ravaging the earth at every turn for resources and shit, hoarding and collecting all these, extra things that it's like, do I need 5 extra houses? Do I need 3 extra cars? Do I need a yacht that I use once a year for 2 weeks? Do I need a helicopter? Do I need all of these extreme forms of wealth? Am I okay with just like having a little house on the prairie? Am I okay, living in a studio apartment? If you know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I can't live in a studio, dude. It's too small. There's no space. Well, if you're just one person, studio's plenty of space. You're like, well, I have to deal with neighbors and people are loud and like people stomping upstairs and people playing their music. Well, we enter into the new earth and people are more considerate naturally, so they don't do as much stupid shit. So you can live in a building housing 1,000 people and there isn't so much ruckus because people are naturally more considerate. It could be the most amazing reality if we chose it. But, people still have their karma to work through. That's okay. It's okay. It's accelerating, though, this like need to step beyond the suffering. Because it's like God wanted to experience a reality where millions and billions of people are suffering all the time. But he also wants, it's like he wants the extreme of stuff. He also wants the opposite of that, guys. He also wants to experience a reality where now most of the earth is more awakened and enlightened and creates the most magnetic reality for themselves. It's like, you can have that. But you have to put aside your own personal desires, maybe to an extent that you're not ready for. Maybe that you're, how can I let go of my personal desire? I've wanted it my whole life. I've always wanted to have that great job and that great family and that great relationship and that great all those things. I'm not saying you can't have those things. I'm saying God knows way better for you. What it's like, there's these, like, when I watch some manifestation videos, just to get a feel for like where people are at, or I'm watching a tarot reading, or I'm watching certain people talk about manifesting. They're like, you have to make it crystal clear to God what your intention is. Speak it out loud. Your angels can't intervene on your behalf unless you say clearly that you're ready and that you want it. And you guys, that's some childish attitude. That's some bullshit. God already knows what you need. God already knows, and your spirit guides and your guardian angels and your ancestors, all these beings that might be working on your behalf, they already know. They recognize it. You don't have to do the vision board and lay out things, meticulously and list 10 things out and say, I am ready for these things. I need them to come into my reality, God. I'm going to try super hard to be grateful and align my energy with it. And I want this, and this, like a Christmas list for fucking Santa Claus. You don't need to do any of that shit. That shit is so weak. That shit is so not even close to how it works. It's like, oh, you have some karmic stuff to work through. Motherfucker, every aspect of your life is karmic stuff that you're working through. Every stuff. There isn't like you have like 5 bullet point things in your life. 5 bullet point things. The most important things, like the person you get married to, that's 1 bullet point. And then like your major abundance, like that time that you inherit, that you get, I don't know, you inherit millions of dollars or you win the lottery, that's another major bullet point. You graduate in college, and then like there's these checkpoints of karmic things that are destined that you have to go through, and everything in between is just free will and God just kind of leaves it up in the air. No, it doesn't work that way. Every single fucking thing that is in your reality at any given moment is karmic and destined. And so by me aligning myself more with God, I am freeing myself of the shackles, of the negative karma, of the stuff that isn't as distasteful or tasteful or whatever. You get rid of the distasteful stuff. It's like, and your own attitude and internal state of being and like how you see things makes certain things more palatable than it would have been in the past. Maybe like before you were like, oh, I really need this $200,000 beautiful condo, $500,000 beautiful, because $200,000 can't buy a nice condo anymore. I need a $1 million penthouse condo, on State Street or whatever. And then you get to this place where you're like, oh wow, I don't even want that anymore. I don't even want that anymore. Like for me, my own personal reality, I see myself being very nomadic in nature. Like that road trip of redemption. Every time I'm out on the open road, it makes my soul sing. So yeah, it's like, why would I buy some fucking mansion if I'm only gonna be there 1 month out of the year? It'd be smarter to just have like a little condo that like I just keep my shit in. It's like I have a mailing address, and I stay there if I'm home in my home city. But the rest of the time I'm out, on the road and just like exploring places. And it isn't just like, for creating a travel log or whatever. It's more spontaneous. It invites spontaneity and excitement more that way. That's why Jesus was very nomadic in nature. He was always getting up and walking around and moving through life. And then they'd stop and set up camp. They'd stay there a little bit. He'd go off and he'd pray. And they'd come back. He's like, okay, time to go, guys. And they're spreading the message. They're spreading the word. They're spreading the energy. He's blessing every place he goes by his centeredness, and he's giving his peace. He's smiling on life. You can be that way too. We might enter into a reality where not everybody needs their own individual housing, where all housing is open, and then wherever anybody wants to go, it's just like, I'm gonna rent this place temporarily for a few days, and then I just like Airbnb, like full Airbnb, but without all that hassle. You could do that, where everyone's very free in how they move about the earth, and everyone's like exploring and going, and like, you can do that. Or I'm sure a lot of people are still going to want to like settle down and put down roots and raise a family. You can do that too. I feel like more and more people are going to find that the nomadic lifestyle it's kind of where it's at, especially if you're single, especially if you don't have a lot of things pulling you. It can be a more full life, a more fun life. You never know what's around the corner. You never know. It's beautiful. You can even keep it as mundane as you want. You're not doing much. You don't really have to go out all the time and like, I'm going to go to the club and to the bar. You don't have to do all that stuff. You just go to like a little park or go on a trail, sit and meditate somewhere, go swimming, go do whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be super expensive lifestyle, guys. It doesn't have to be. The best things in life are free, like they say. They really are. A lot of these cliches, man, they're all true. There's a reason they're true. But when we say them, it sounds cringe almost. It's like, oh yeah, I know that, but is that really true? The best things in life are free. I don't know. Yeah, they are. Can you get yourself to that place? Can you get yourself to that place where you let go of the fake shit, of the trying so hard for all of this extra superfluous shit that you think you need that you don't need? You let go of that. And then now, naturally, that relationship that back in the day you may have wanted, God now replaces that with the most perfect relationship for you. Like a soul contract destined, like blows your mind how much better this person is for you than what you could have concocted in your imagination. Your own imagination is way more limited than what God could possibly have for you. That's why it's like almost irrelevant and unnecessary to set an intention and say, "Hey God, I'm ready now. I'm gonna like try really hard to manifest this thing that I think I know is so for me." And then you don't get that thing, and it's like, "Oh well, God, you kind of you fucked me over, didn't you? You abandoned me." No, God knew something was better for you. He was just waiting for you to get yourself into a place where you could allow something better to come in, better than even what you thought would have been better. I got sick of expecting and waiting and wanting, guys. I'm human, right? Like I still, have minor expectations and sometimes I'll find myself waiting very rarely. But I don't lose myself to it. As soon as I notice that I'm waiting or expecting, I fucking just like, no. And like I just like, here. This moment is all that matters. Every time I'm like find myself in the future or the past, I almost like chastise myself in a way. I spank myself. I'm like, no, you bitch. Here. Because if I don't, it's like I'm not honoring God, I'm not honoring myself if I'm always in the future or the past. I'm like taking away from the fullness of where life actually happens, which is right now. Life only happens right now. And okay, yeah, you can do your little thought exercises and you can have your fantasies and wonder about the future. You can do all that playful kind of stuff, but don't stay there. It's a dream. It can quickly turn into a nightmare. Don't stay there. Do it a little bit. Okay, fine. I'm going to allow myself 5 minutes to fantasize about what my future life may be. But I promise you that little 5 minute fantasy ride that you're doing is way weaker and way more illusory than what this current reality in this moment holds for you. It's really windy. It's like I'm in like some open desert plain with like these little shrub trees, these little juniper trees, and these like expansive vistas, clouds just perfectly perched up. And you can see, as far as the eye can see, the horizon. It's better than being cooped up inside, man. I promise you that. So, to recap, you can have all of this stuff, guys. Just let go of trying so hard. Let go of holding so firm in these manifestation things that you think you want. Cultivate yourself, and then God brings in what's meant for you. Like the saying, what is meant for you is meant for you. It will not bypass you, it will not escape you, it will not leave you. You let something go, it will return to you if it's meant to be back in your reality again. You can trust that. You can find comfort in that. Know that. That whatever your path will be, whatever it's meant to be, whatever it's meant to be destined for you, is always perfectly aligned with your highest good. And so in that place, how can you not have faith and trust? Most implicitly, what this energy of the universe has in store for you. You're going to be giggling for joy. You're going to be laughing for joy. You remember that scene at the end of Kill Bill Volume 2, where she's like on the floor, like just laughing and smiling and just like, she's like, in a fetal position crying, and she's so blissed out with just happy tears of joy of life because she got her daughter back. You can have that for yourself, man. You will. Your success and your abundance is guaranteed.